So to review, when you've been practicing for a long time and somebody new comes along, it can be helpful to measure yourself against them, because...
say against?
No. But it can be helpful to discern the differences and
observe.
And in doing so, recognize, well, this is how far I've come. Like, what is a challenge to them to do, to remember, to integrate, to understand, etc., is kind of standard for you, beginner, and what is challenging you now is just more complex stuff, or esoteric, or subtle, whatever. And so as long as you're observing or interacting with that newer student, and it's not like deleterious to your ego, and you're just, oh, look how great I am, this person's an idiot. So it's helpful on occasion, perhaps, to kind of recognize, like, they're having trouble with what I once had trouble with, and that helps me understand how far I've come, or what value this is, or why it's worth it. And so, because without the comparison, it's very hard to know. You know, like when you go buy paint, you get this paint swatch, and you think you know what color it is, and you put it against a white piece of paper, and you're like, oh, I see. Oh, that it's that blue. And when you just hold it up in the air, it looks different. Like, it helps to have that comparison. So the other thing is that the things that we might be comparing, so let's say softness as an example, and in our practices we want generally more softness. That softness is a spectrum, right? And so if you observe the person and you think, well, they're not very soft, and of course you do, because you've been doing it for a long time, so you are very soft. And then, of course, you can feel high and mighty, and you can feel, sympathy for them, and you can just have this sort of comparison that helps you feel the value of what you're doing. Like, oh yeah, like that does look hard when they do it. I have attained that, and I can do that. But because it's on a spectrum, right, that, let's say, softness, the only reason that they seem not soft to you is that you're so much softer, right?
Absolutely.
To somebody in another school, like some karate school, they would look at the person you're looking at as not very soft and think that's the most soft martial artist I've ever seen. So when you look at the beginner and think, boy, that's pretty clumsy or forgetful, or why aren't they getting it, or they're having trouble with this easy thing, all that kind of stuff, it can be helpful to understand the only reason it looks like that to you is that you have this perspective because you're elsewhere on that spectrum, right? So never mind the comparisons and the inspiration that you have, like, look how far I've come, but just the fact that you can see it is evidence of your having progressed, right? Because another beginner that signs up on the same first day as them can't see what you see. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.